Hello everyone, this is Gorax with Otherworld Exploration Resurgence Dragon video. I'll go over the teams that managed to do 244 million damage on the day one without too much involvement. Most of the teams have been played on auto without any involvement on my side with just perfect skill timing, although maybe perfect is overrated. There were a few issues that I had to go over. But yeah, I mean 244 with what I have on this account is quite impressive. There are a few teams that did really well, few that struggled, and few that have to be changed. So first things first, let's talk about Supreme Undying Inferno, which is an endgame boss. The rules are pretty simple. The boss is at level 250. Each hero can participate in the endgame once. Difficulty will be increased when the boss hits HP is reduced to 50%. So we want to do as much as possible before this 50%, and the settlement phase will start on the day after the boss defeat. So this is where we will be getting all these echoes of Clepsydra. As you can see, there are a few guys on my server that had tremendous scores. I managed to be, I think, like rank top 20 with this score. Obviously, I didn't play it too much today, but yeah, you definitely want to rank as high as possible because, you know, there's 5k difference per tier up until this, where there's a 10, 15, and again, 15k difference. So this will be really a way to tell who's gonna get to the rank at what level. The daily damage that you should be doing is 140 million, so it's around, you know, we got 6 tries, so it's around 23.5 million damage, I think, so something like that. So yeah, it is definitely achievable. Well, achievable if you've been paying attention and already preparing teams for it, like I did with Otherworld Exploration. So if you have not unlocked this yet, you can look at my Otherworld Exploration video where I go over the teams that I created, and these teams will help me here. So before we go into equipment of each team, okay, I will not show the fights here because I will adjust this equipment going forward. But on the first day, 244 million is good. So let's just jump into the spreadsheet. So this is the spreadsheet that I was working on before the Resurgence Dragon appeared, and I only knew that we need to use heroes with ultimate points manipulation, and there are a few different ways to do it. You can have ultimate points up depending on your skills, and also 2 artifacts. You have ultimate points down, which means you are stealing that from the boss, basically. Heroes like Questa have something like that. You have recharge speed penalty, so heroes like Voresh, and you can see I got a few heroes here before I didn't really bother with it, because I already had a few teams, and artifacts really help. And recharge speed increase, so in this case it's a Guardian here. Depending on your ally's HP, his HP goes, he gains this buff, which works as well. So let's go over the individual teams and how they perform. So if we look at the top team, this is my main Vortex team with Furbuff, Adolphus, Felicity, Eric, and Tonanin. They managed to time out, basically, with crit damage aura, and they've done 67 million damage. So this is my highest damage team, so let's go here, and obviously keep that in mind, guys. Save your teams, okay? Use this and save them. So as you can see, this is my Dragon Team 1. So yeah, with this team, the goal is to basically apply attack down, attack penalty on the boss with shield. So rotate those 2 so we can mitigate as much damage as possible. Felicity here to do attack down, defense down, and Tonalin and Eric to do damage. Both of them do a lot of damage. And the skill timing, as so you can see here, it's not optimized. This was the first fight I've done, basically, by 27 seconds. The boss rotation is 35 seconds, as you can see here, My damage dealers, the best way to deal damage here is to just let them go wild, because we want to keep on going with this ultimate, especially with Felicity, as she is the only one that I really need here with her passive. But I'll go over that in a second. So I want to skip the first rotation of this skill and cast it here at 42 seconds, which is just after the first skill, basically, to absorb the next two, which will deal full damage, and then we absorb the attack down. This is something that I'll need to adjust a little bit, because I found that I think a better solution for these skills is if we go here and look at this timing. So 26.5 is where you want to dispel things. There's defense down debuff, and yeah, 29.5 is where you basically want to do attack down. But you know, since I only have 2 there, so the rotation is a little bit different compared to this team where I have like 2 attack downs and dispel and 2 buffs. So the overall goal here is basically you don't need tanks, okay? When it comes to building your team, you don't need tanks, because the boss does not do auto attack damage. He only does AoE based on the skills. So the first skill is like, I'll go over the skills actually when we start the fight, so we can read them in a sequence instead of this, because the sequence is different than what you can see here. But what we won't be able to see in the game is actually this. When the Copper Dragon deals damage, it reduces the max HP of the target by a certain percentage of the actual damage dealt. After the Copper Dragon takes more than 200 million damage, also subsequential damage, it will be scaled down to 10%. So 90% damage reduction here. And yeah, I'll go over the skills after I go over the teams. Maybe no, let's go now, okay? And then I'll show you what happens in the game. So the most important thing is getting rid of this power of the Dragon Rage, and it has 4 stacks, and it disappears when we have ultimate up or ultimate down effects, which works for you know, defense down, recharge speed as well. So yeah, this is quite cool. And obviously here we want to get rid of it, because then the boss becomes weakened and it stops the boss. This is why the rotation, you know, he's got 6 skills, so rotation should be 30 seconds, but it's actually 35 seconds because of that, because he stops. He deals damage here, and basically yeah, this is basically what I said. If he doesn't have these buffs, this Dragon Rage, he will become weak, and he will regain those afterwards. He does AoE damage with his tail and defense penalty too, so we want to mitigate damage at this point after, because a lot of AoE that will take a lot of damage from recharge speed penalty. I mean, this is not the big issue here. I would suggest not going for resistance gear. Maybe it will work if you have really good resistance gear and don't sacrifice too much damage. But recharge speed penalty on this long rotation is not really that impactful. He can dispel 1 buff, so you know, if he does it when you have rally and you don't have any other source of applying rally, you might lose the damage here. But other than that, I didn't really see any big difference here. And 3 hit fire skill Dragon Breath. Okay, so a lot of AoE damage, not a single one. So the best way to deal with it is I still bring a tank that brings utility, and give the tank this set to absorb the 15% of the damage of everyone else. And the team actually struggles to stay alive at like 7.5 minutes because of how much HP is blocked, which you'll be able to see. I'll run one fight at the end of all these teams just to show how these skills work. So yeah, the equipment on my wild team, this is the team that managed to do 67 million. So I'm focusing on free buff here with accuracy set to apply this attack down. You need 270 accuracy with 50 from affinity. You definitely want to go for 5 hero affinity here, unless you can't really build it, but you will lose a lot of damage and also this accuracy. So as I said, Guardian set here, ancestral protection actually, and focus on accuracy with the mix of defense and HP, so he can stay alive. Tanks do not die, usually they stay the whole 8 minutes. It's the damage dealers that die, so you might look for a sweet spot with HP and stuff. Tonalnem Gambler set, 100% crit rate because of her passive, as well as huge crit damage and attack with Eyeball of the Giant, so she's still the main damage dealer here. We got Eric, again, Gambler set, as you can see. Multiple hit heroes want this Gambler set. No accuracy on him. Usually I used to run him as a Witch's Remain enabler, but not right now. He's full damage and he can do a lot of damage with the right set. And that's the Gambler here. And then we have Felicity, who is doing the role of the defense down with huge accuracy, but still good stats. I mean, look at this. She's still got high crit rate, crit damage, and attack, so she's not losing much, really. The only issue is her HP, but it's still around 50k, so 50k is pretty much enough. And on top of that, Felicity brings the crit damage aura in this battle. And Adolphus, I can't stress this enough, shields at this boss and endgame content are way better than your heals, because shields absorb the damage. You can still overheal, but the shield stays there, and basically for the duration it will be enough. And yeah, I'm running him in Enlightenment set with this extra 15% attack for everyone in the team, and the Enlightenment is huge. It's above 400. So that's pretty much enough to keep the shield rotation. And we also have a 6th member in our team, Snowfeather Elf. Hopefully your server was able to do all the missions, because this helps. I mean, this is a heal with a shield, so it helps Adolphus to heal as well through his passive. And then we have Inflict Weak on all enemies for 10 seconds. So that's amazing. We can sometimes stack this depending on the time. We can get it every so often, and the boss will be having double weakness, which is amazing, 100% increased damage. And this song to all allies, the damage dealt from allies under Fong's song increases by 30%, so this is another thing that we need to look for. And as I said, I'm lazy, I played on auto, and this is the team that managed to do over 65 million damage. Pretty consistent, I'm not gonna lie. It times out, so I might look into exchanging Furuba for maybe another damage dealer that can also provide some utility like attack down, so we'll see. Let's move on to the second team. So the second team will be my second wild team. I actually was expecting more damage here, but the team can only survive 7 minutes. This is something I need to fix probably. I need to fix the HP and defensive stats on the damage dealers, because, you know, a minute is a lot of damage. The only skills here, again, are the ones on Isolde and Hexandra compared to my main team, as you can see. Fully developed team. The damage is only 34 million. I mean, only. I'm still happy with it. I'm not gonna lie. Compared to others, yeah, okay, this is only 34 million on my second wild team, and let's show it in game. So this is the team. I think it's called Dragon 2. Yes, okay. So we want the equipment plan, and we go over here again. So Isolde, she brings shield, and she's also attack penalty 2 on the team with the spiritual incense burner. So this is one of the artifacts you want to bring to the fight, because we manipulate ultimate energy here, so this removes this debuff. And again, similar situation here, we want this set on someone who can tank. Well, it's either tank or a healer, really. You can put it on a healer that doesn't have much scaling and it will work as well. Fia, sadly I ran out of the scrolls just before that, so she is not maxed out, but it's quite easy to get it just below the accuracy threshold, but it still happens. I mean, I still tried it and it works. And similar set to Felicity, basically I just reused the sets. Gambler with accuracy, because she's got multiple hits on her ultimate. And why I'm using her is because of her passive, so she recharges ultimate energy by 5% when the wild check is successful on allies, and we're running 3 wild heroes, so this is happening quite often. I didn't mention on Isolde that we also have the defense aura. We can go with attack aura here if we are really happy with our survival, but at the moment I'm not, so yeah. This is it. And then we have Caspar. Obviously, this, as you can see, this is a legendary oriented team, but you could definitely go for the likes of Folly, even Alfie or Neda. I've been using them and they do a lot of damage as well. Easier to max skills. But since I got these legendaries, I'm using them, trying to find a use for them. And yeah, this is basically Caspar in my Tonalnen set. 100% crit rate, 160% crit damage with quite good attack. Eyeball of the Giant here, and Gambler set. I mean, Platinum might work as well. Gambler is good because his ultimate has these 3 daggers throwing. Rush, I like running Rush in Platinum set. Usually I have Eyeball of a Giant on him to deal more damage here, which is something I might consider changing because Rush is all about the damage from the ultimate, and he also has this ultimate energy recharge when he has a hard fire, and he gains a hard fire when an ally has a successful wild check. So it's pretty consistent there. And then we have Hexandra at the back healing with attack set. Attack oriented set more than Enlightenment, but still having this balance. The reason for that is I wanted to use this on her to increase the attack of my range heroes because they are the main damage dealers here, and as we can see I got almost 4k attack, so it's a big increase and works better than any other artifact here. Because the reason why I don't like healers here is once we have this HP restricted, the heals are constant over heals because there's not enough HP to heal, so she doesn't need an extra healing artifact in that case because it will not be useful. So I brought in a little bit more utility. You could go for the other artifact that changes the ultimate points when this is being cast. It works as well, but since I've got Fia, I got Rush here. That's pretty much enough to do, and Burner here as well. So the debuff is always gone. So yeah, this is the second team. Let's go over to the third team. Now my third team uses Uteor, and I'm quite happy with this. I don't need tank here, as you can see. I'm using Uteor, Megan, Zadok, Joyce, and Gardus. Only Megan has max skills. I might have just butchered Gardus' name, I don't remember it. The fight goes for 8 minutes and we do 32 million damage. So as you can see, I'm expecting a little bit more damage on this team. But yeah, this is what I can build, and I think that 32 million is solid. This team obviously could be improved as well if I skill the heroes. So the team is called Air Dragon 3, and this is the team. As I said, we don't need tank here, but I use Uteor for attack penalty here, and also this. Okay, Resurrection at Death against this boss is really cool because you can build your damage dealers fully into offensive equipment, and when they die and get resurrected, they lose their restricted HP. So this is a cool tip. If you have Sifris, Uteor, or Mafarsia, then yeah, you're in good hands because this really works. So yeah, Uteor, no skills, attack upset with Burner instance here, so more upkeep on the ultimate, accuracy stats as well to apply this attack penalty too, because this is our only attack penalty too. We have supports, Gladros, actually not Guardius, I don't know why I have that, but yeah, Gladros, build, no skills, sadly I'm missing this, but we have this debuff immunity here. So when the allies under this shield, okay, so if shield this is gone, they lose this, so we want to cast it at a certain time, which I'll go over now because I might forget later. So this is the timing that is important with this team. We have Gardus using debuff immunity on the skills, and I could go for defense down or recharge speed penalty, but the reason why we go for recharge speed penalty here is so Megan can dispel the defense down. Megan's passive, when she casts a skill on ally, removes 1 stack of defense penalty. So what we do is we make sure we never get one of the debuffs, the first one, which is recharge speed penalty, followed by the cleanse on the defense down. So we have 0 debuffs on our team. And in case we're dying after the ultimate, because we didn't have luck with rotating the battle skill on Uteor, we have this Resurrection of Death, so it can bring the heroes that die, and usually these are those two, because they have the lowest HP, they are the most damage-oriented heroes. So this is how it works, and yeah, it does work. I mean, I'm not hitting 40 million because I need to skill those heroes up, but it works, and it's quite consistent, and on Zadok, I'm running this Executioner set here to do as much damage as possible with his ultimate, and he is the one manipulating the ultimate energy because we are gaining it through summons dying. And his ultimate also stacks up, so basically he gains this 4% attack up to 30 stacks. So this is a huge attack improvement here, and you can see that damage going up and up constantly, which is amazing. Another thing is Joyce, another summon built with Gambler set. I mean, Gambler set with a little bit of attack speed. So you can build him a little bit different as well, but this works. He's doing similar damage to the other summoner in my team, and you know, he's actually really good damage dealer. Basically, we might also consider going for haste here to cast this as much as possible with his phantom set. But yeah, works really good. Good damage from those two guys. Sadly, I don't have anyone else that could replace them when it comes to damage. I wasn't really lucky with this. I tried Ripekas here, but Ripekas has recharge speed penalty and steals the ultimate, which can really screw up your casting. So I prefer those heroes that work with ultimate up than ultimate down at this boss, because it's easier to play it on auto. And if you know me, if you've been watching my streams, you know I like to do stuff on auto to take a chill and relax. And last, Megan, as I said, someone that can tank the damage. In our case, it's Megan, and she will cleanse, as you can see here. When casting skill on an ally, this plus 1 defense penalty from them, so that's why we use this ultimate just after the boss's attack down skill. And defensive aura from UTR is also something not to forget, 30% defense. So that was the third team. Let's move on to the fourth team, which is my Radiant team, and I was switching between Sagomir and Garius here because I feel like I don't need that much healing from Garius, or I don't need Jillian here. The fight times out at 8 minutes again, so I'm thinking about improving it. I might replace Jillian with another damage dealer here, or bring someone with defense down. This team doesn't have defense down. I could go Taflin with defense down. But yeah, I might bring someone here instead of Jillian. If I manage to get Garius at 17 seconds ult, which is not that far off, I can see that Garius can pretty much be like a second down before where I want his skills. So let's go over this. Hubert has finally been skilled up. Hubert is amazing, so yeah. Let's look at the timing first. So as you can see, similar, this is an old timing that I set up that will improve. But I don't care about the timing on those guys. I mean, Welby is amazing here, followed by him, and Taflin is here to add our rally. Okay, so the team, the rotation between the healers, we want to ensure we have this, or if as I said, if I manage to get Garius with enough haste, I might do it just without Jillian, because he will be always casting. I mean, 19.5 seconds. Plus, when he casts the first ultimate, he loses 10%. Well, he gains 10% of ultimate energy, which will equal to like 1.9 second. So very close to getting it to 17. And as you know, the boss rotation is 35 seconds. So yeah, definitely doable with more haste in here and maybe a haste equipment. So Jillian here, again, Ancestral Candle to have this extra recharge on battle skill basically, so we are, you know, manipulating this through that, and I could go for attack up skill as well, but I'm going for this high enlightenment. But as I said, I might not even need her defense aura thanks to Garius. Then we have our Taflin enabler focused on attack instead of crit and crit rate, so we can get this extra 10% on our other damage dealers. No skills, and Gambler set because he's attacking quite often and he's got multi-hits on his ultimate. That's why I'm thinking maybe I'll go like accuracy and defense down, because this team doesn't have it and it might be useful. So now we got Welby with huge crit rate, crit damage, and attack as well. Max skills because it's a rare, that's easy to do. Platinum set to boost the damage from the ultimate. It's a single it's an AoE but single hit skill, so we want to do as much damage as possible. And at the end is Hubert, my favorite rally hero, one of my first legendaries, finally skilled. I've done it the other day, 100% crit rate, 160 crit damage, huge attack, Gambler set because his ultimate is multi-hit, and Eyeball of the Giant as well on top of it. And this team can do between 55 to 57 million damage. There's an issue with Hubert sometimes dying. As you can see, he is really low at HP, only 41k. So if I find a good piece of equipment with HP percentage, then I can definitely replace it. But so far, no luck, really. Trust me, I'm even using this here, but it's so hard to find a defensive set for him, defensive stats for him. But yeah, this is another one. This is my like second best team that can do a lot of damage and helps me to push through the content. Next team. Okay, next team is my Terrible oriented team. I mean, there's only one damage dealer in this team, Terrible. Iola is there to support, and we got Sagomir, Anna, and Quarion manipulating the ultimates. So if we go here and we look at that team, which is Dragon Team 5, as you can see, this is a really cheap team. I mean, cheap. It's not really cheap, but I don't have anything better. And this also highlights another issue I have with my last team. The damage on my last team sucks. That's spoiler, but we'll go over there. So yeah, as I said, I don't need tank, right? But I still wanted to bring him because I want to have 2 attack penalty rotation here. I've been doing this with Irina previously. So I'm using Sagomir here. Sadly, this is not a 100% chance, but it's there. We manipulate plus an extra HP recovery here. Attack upset with the Spiritual Incense Burner. So that's what we do here. We got attack aura from Iola, which helps in the damage done. And Iola is built around the defense down and attack penalty. So yeah, accuracy set with Gambler, multi-skill here. So she's using basically my Felicity equipment. As I said, I recycle the equipment between the heroes. Anna is here to absorb the damage and manipulate with Ancestral Candle and bring this dispel. So again, she's here at this timing. So as you can see, 29.5 seconds. This is better actually with the attack down, 26.5 with dispel, and I rotate these 2 heals here to ensure we stay alive as much as possible. Farival here, he is the only damage dealer in the team with high crit rate, very high crit damage, and a little bit disappointed attack, but it still works. I mean, he's all about attacking constantly and his ultimate, so he does a lot of attack per second. That's why I use Gambler set as well, and it works really well. I hope I'll get another hero that I can bring in here, but that's today. We'll do another summoning session. And Quarion here again, I'm giving this attack up here and building Quarion similar to my Hexandra with huge attacks, so I can transfer 10% of this attack to Farival. And that covers the team number 5. Now time to my weakest team. So my weakest team is not bad when it comes to damage dealt, because as you can see, I've done 16 million damage. I've done 16 million damage in 4 minutes time. So if I survive to 32, I could expect 32 million. But the issue is lack of good supports. I mean, I'm using Dubok and I'm using Garian because these are my leftovers. So that's why I'm thinking about moving through buff instead maybe of Dubok here. And hopefully this will like get one team higher. Even if I lose a little bit damage on my main team, like 5 million, but get 32 million here, it counts. It works. It's better. But we'll see. Garian obviously not skilled. Dubok is actually, which is, something I had to do for the other bosses. And Li, Sigrid, and Letalis. Li and Sigrid doing damage. Letalis here supporting. But let's look at this team. So if we go here, this is the last team that I had to like go for it basically. There are other options, better options like Frost teams. Sadly, my Frost team is terrible and I don't have a good healer, as you can see. I don't even have Vorish. So yeah, Garion here absorbing damage. He's the last one standing. I mean, Garion can survive 8 minutes. Everyone else dies at 4. So yeah, this is something that I need to work. I mean, maybe 54k HP is enough here. So yeah, he's healing. He has debuff immunity to single target, and when an ally has less than 50%, he goes recharge speed penalty. Then we have Letalis here, again, attack up, artifact to manipulate it, so we can get this debuff removed. He's got attack penalty on auto attacks, and here this is the ultimate energy of the boss, so I don't really care much about the timing here, except for those two guys to hit at the same time. So Letalis casts his AoE ultimate with debuffs and Sigrid follows with her. So this way we ensure we do AoE damage on the boss, so the Sigrid damage is higher. So let's go over Sigrid accuracy with Witch's Remain and Gambler set here. We don't really want to put Witch's Remain on ally because ally is doing the most damage here. There's no one to apply poison, so we don't need to build him with Enlightenment. We can go on crit rate, crit damage, and a huge attack here with 20% on here. You could bring in enlightenments, I mean Platinum Knight to boost the damage, but I don't know. I find that this set, the Gambler, has always the higher output. And we finish with devote here to apply shields. As I said, I value shields more than heals in this, and we go for huge skill haste with attack oriented build, so we can transfer 10% here. And yeah, if I fix the issue with the survival on that team, I can expect another 30 million. And obviously this was the first day, so I will definitely get higher than that, as I will be working more and more on it, as my time was limited. So yeah, let's play the fight, and if you guys could show me what you've built, please leave that in the comment and tell me how much damage you've done, because maybe you'll have ideas for my teams or building another team. I'm also going to do a summoning session today where I'll try to pull Voresh and Vikuk and even Shaltar, to improve these themes. So that's happening today live on stream at 7 PM UTC. Right, so let's play this fight and you'll have a brief idea what's happening. So these are the skills. The first one, 3-hit fire damage, followed by sweep and fire damage to all enemies and dispelling 1 buff. Next we have this recharge speed penalty on everyone and defense penalty. So this is where you want to dispel this defense if you have it, or cast a healing and debuff immunity just before this skill. So now this skill does a lot of damage because everyone has defense down, and the boss is stopping for 5 seconds. We have this weakened state on the boss, so this is why the rotation is longer than it's supposed to be. And then we go over again, and as you can see, I'm rotating this attack down and shield to absorb as much damage as possible when possible. And with Adolphus and Full Buff, there's no possibility of them dying, but what I'm looking here for as is HP restriction. You can see that on Felicity, and this is why shields are so good here, because they neglect that. So once the shield is gone, I'll explain what's happening. Look at Felicity HP bar, there's this little white bar, that means her max HP has been reduced. You can't heal it, you can't dispel it, the only way to get rid of it is when your hero dies and you resurrect it. So that's why resurrect heroes are quite useful here. hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please click the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. As always, thank you for watching, stay safe, bye!